Hey guys, welcome to Aaron's review. As promised, here is the full review of the Shuoer EJ07, which retails for 849 US dollars. This is actually my second version of the EJ07, mainly because the first one had issues on the right side. I think the electrostatic drivers went funny and didn't, well, half worked. And I had to send it back, and that took about 2 weeks to sort out from Linsoul. But I'm happy to say now that this one works perfectly and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. When I first had it, I was already enjoying it, but I was just a bit unhappy with the fact that it died after 1 week. Anyway, here is the EJ07. Bit of information about this first. It's got D dynamic drivers, it's got BA, it's got electrostatic drivers, and this is all wrapped up in 849 US dollars. Currently, the latest thing that's happening with any monitors right now is electrostatic drivers and BA and dynamic driver. Obviously, the dynamic drivers is good for the bass. The BA is probably used for the mids, and the trebles is dealt with the electrostatic drivers, and that is what most any monitors companies are doing right now, playing around just to see what is the best sound. Same as the Empire ears with Odin, as that was just released recently. I've not had the time to try that one yet, but that retails for about 3,000, and here is one that is 850, which I can fully recommend already to you guys. So let's talk about some spec, comforts, sub bass, mids, trebles. Do I give it the thumbs up? I definitely give it the thumbs up already. So yeah, let's just talk about what's inside. We have dynamic drivers, which is definitely good for the bass. It's got 2 BA drivers, it's got a 3-way crossover, and we have quad electrostatic drivers. The BA drivers are Noel's dual bounce amateur drivers. Sensitivity is 104 plus or minus 2 dB, and impedance is 70 plus or minus 2. Plug type is actually 2.55 standard, and yes, it does come with adapters such that you can plug it into 3.5 and 4.4 millimeters, so you're roughly sorted. This is actually the current case that it comes with. I find this too small. I'm currently using the Shuoer 1.2 case, and that fits nicely. The any monitors are medium size, it's not too big. I've obviously changed it to spin fits for these ones. In my last video I talked about the ear tips that I was trying out, and I would definitely recommend those for the Sony Z1R and the new one that I'm not talking about yet. But yeah, here is the one that I talked about last time. Yep, definitely probably go 2 sizes lower than before, so I went for the medium small, and I think that medium small, well, when I was using it last night, it was like very good. My Z1R is not falling out anymore, but I would probably recommend small. The case, definitely recommend slightly bigger, but adapters, you're all sorted. And the in-ear monitors looks like these, and these are the cables that it comes with. I have been using it with this standard cable, and what's the best cable? Well, actually, I did use this cable. I did change to another one, which I'll show you now. It is the Pandora lap cable, Pandora cable, which retails for quite a lot. It's about 10,000 Hong Kong dollars. This is paired up to something else. I won't show you what that is. It is attached to something that is another product that is from another company. I might give you a bit of glimpse of what, so that you might have a guess. Let me just show you a little bit of it. So here is what it's got at the end. Are you able to tell here? So it's got a bass style. Yep, I have manipulated this. In the next video, I think, or in the future video, we'll talk about adapters. So yeah, this is the lab cable. It's 2-pin. You can see that it's plugged into something, so you can probably have a guess of what that might be. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk a video on this any monitor and the other one that I purchased, which is also flagship as well. So both of these are flagships. Right, so these any monitors has electrostatic drivers. So what's the benefits of these electrostatic drivers? Why is everybody going crazy about these right now? Well, mainly because electrostatic drivers, the benefits is that there's no moving components in the driver units. So the EST drivers produce completely distortion-free sound output. The driver's output are very sensitive, and detailed sound output are rich with crisp clarity. EST drivers produce natural timbre and tonality of the instruments with no coloration throughout the entire frequency range. The output is completely natural and rich. The EST drivers are very small and lightweight. They can be placed easily in hybrid setups inside of small IEMs. So hence, at $850, you're getting what everybody, what most of the flagship companies are doing right now: EST, dynamic drivers, and obviously BAs. But obviously with the Empire ears, they've got the Weapon 9, double Weapon 9 as I recall. These NE monitors are not too big. They're medium sized, I would say. It is quite hollow, as you can see. If you look at the back here, the dynamic drivers there, and there's a lot of space. Let me just see if I can get a closer picture. There we go. Yeah, so here there's a lot of hollow space inside. So dynamic drivers, the two BAs, and there is your electrostatic, corded electrostatic drivers. The cable, as I said, is decent, but if I were to pair it with the lap cable Pandora, it opens up much more. If I were to pair up with the Pandora lap cable cable, it opens up even more. Bass hits harder, vocals definitely more clearer. It's like a next level up. Now, just to clarify, this NE monitor, as I said, is recommended by me. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I think it's best to show you a graph just to compare. The cable, one thing about the cable, if you were to move around, you're definitely going to hear the cable due to the fact that this is quite hollow. So yeah, that's one thing to note, but I would say this cable is quite decent. You do not need to upgrade straight away, but since I had a Pandora cable, I can definitely say there's a big difference with the sound quality coming from it. So $850 and it's 2-pin, as you know. So let's just look at the graph. Right, so here is the graph I've obtained from Clinical. The red one is the Shuoer EJ07, and obviously I've compared it with the Shuoer Audio Legacy 9, which I do also have. The Shuoer Audio Legacy 9 is crazy sub bass, and if you turn on the volume, so it goes even more crazy. Well, with the EJ07, you can see that the bass is not as that much. There's the sub bass is definitely less. So here the sub bass, and obviously the bass is even lower, and this is I think the music that comes out is definitely fantastic. The bass hits deep, nothing to the extreme of the Legacy 9. In the mids, you can see it's flat. The vocals definitely are coming out at you, so that you hear there. It's not laid back where some IEMs could be, the vocals are drawn back, but here the vocals is definitely there. Clarity of the trebles with the E-stat drivers are definitely doing some magic to this NE monitor. Overall, the free drivers that they are using right now is providing something unique. For me, there is like a wow factor every time when I listen to this NE monitor. The kick drums definitely feel like kick drums, and you can hear it in your ear. It feels like the kick drum is right next to your ear. That's what it feels like when I actually hear some, well, it depends which particular song, but obviously, yeah, this is definitely one that provides nice, decent, or fantastic kick drum sounds. What else does the sound provide? Well, with this NE monitor, the guitars as well, the string strumming on that guitar, I definitely hear that that strumming of the guitar right next to my ears. This is definitely a level up NE monitor when you listen to it. I've listened to a lot of NE monitors. There are some NE monitors that I try, it's like but this one is like yes. So the EJ07 at $850 is definitely worth spending your money, such that you're able to try electrostatic drivers. The Soundstage, obviously not as crazy as the Shuoer Audio, the 14s, which I also have, as you see in my video. The Voyager 14, that is the beast in detail. You are able to hear instruments from all sides. Obviously, this is not to that level, but you're getting close to it. The dynamic, the bass is definitely much better than obviously the Voyager 14 because that's using BA bass. The EJ07 is definitely giving you, when it blends in with all this sound signature and the tuning that they've done, has done something magical, which I definitely recommend to you guys. Now, if I were to compare with the Legacy 9, which I also have, which one would I go for? Well, I would probably definitely go for the EJ07. And the Legacy 9, I've not used it recently. I would probably go to that one if I want to go a bit crazy with the bass, which is what this does. It's just like the Empire Ears Legend X, where it stays in the lower bass area. That's what that Legend X does. But with this EJ07, you're getting all the clarity of the instruments and the detail. Soundstage, as I said, is there, but obviously not as detailed as the Voyager 14. And yeah, I mean, I think with this one there is something magical there. So with the EJ07, if you provide it enough volume, that means, well, I've been pairing with the M15 and also the SP1000 and the SP2000 and also the Hugo 2. Does it need high gain? I don't think it needs high gain. If you have a normal player, it should be enough to drive the INI monitor. If it was the Sony Z1R, then yes, high gain is recommended. With volume wise, if you provide enough volume, so probably like 40 for the SP1000, that is enough. But if you were to turn on the volume a little bit more, this beast or this INI monitor will definitely provide an even better sound at higher volume. So at medium sound is good. If you give it a little bit more kick, it will do even better. And if you even turn it up more, then even better. That is what the EJ07 can do. As I said, there is something in this INI monitor which is all wrapped up nicely, giving you that sound that I've been looking for. And every time there's like a wow factor when I listen to this. Music that I've been listening to is EDM, K-pop, something fast, punchy. Yeah, I'm enjoying this INI monitor quite thoroughly. And as I said, every time there is like a wow factor. This is definitely an INI monitor that is on a next level. There's INI monitors that I've tried that are like quite, just okay. Straight away you can hear it's like, oh, this is definitely next level up. This is also probably the same as the Mangra T as well, which also gives me a wow factor too. So for me, I definitely would recommend this INI monitor. It's a fantastic INI monitor, and for this price it's $850 US. There are some companies which are charging $2,000, $3,000 to have electrostatics, BA drivers, and dynamic drivers. And yes, you're getting the brand name here. We have Shuoer, obviously a brand from China, but hey, definitely one that I would recommend, mainly because everything just seems about perfect. Will it beat the Z1R? It's close. It is definitely close, but definitely the instruments there is much better on the Z1R. Anyway, that's all for now. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next video. And stay safe, guys. I think the next video will probably be the Mangra T. Anyway, see you guys.